back, guys. So today we will discuss the third question of the top interview questions on the Leetcode, which has 145 coding questions which are most frequently asked in every interview. So let's start. So the question description goes like this: we have to find the longest substring without repeating characters. Okay, so we have taken the example one, which in which we have given a string, that is a b c a b c b b. So we have to find the longest substring without having any repeating character, means no two characters should be same. Okay, so let's go by brute force approach. Let's see what may be the solution of this particular string. Okay, so all the substring starting with a. Okay, let's that is okay. So substring starting with a is a comma ab comma abc, but it's not a b c a, because see here the a is repeating, hence it is not the substring that is required by the question. Okay, so there are only three substrings starting with a, and similarly all the substring starting with b. Okay, so if you see clearly, then starting with v b c a, right, you can see here. Okay, after that bc, again if we say it's bc bca, and again there is b, so there would be repeating character, so hence it is not allowed here. Okay, and another substring can be bc or even b. Okay, that's all. Similarly, if we start from c, that is the substring would be c ca and cab. Okay, and more than that, there cannot be any substring which have unique characters. Okay, so what is the maximum length of the substring without any repeating character is? So the answer is 3. Okay, so the answer is 3. Similarly, we have to find the longest substring of all the strings that are given to us, and we have to write a function for that. Let's move to the approach that we'll be using in that function. So let's discuss the approach that we will be using in the question. Okay, so for discussing the approach, we have to take an example, right? Let's say example is a b c a b c a b. Okay, so what would be the substrings, right? We have discussed that what would be the maximum substring. You can easily guess what is the maximum length of the substring which does not have any repeating character. Okay, so here we will start the approach. So as I have discussed earlier, we will start looping from each character till the end of the string, and we will find the longest substring that does not have any repeating character. That is, if we start from a, right, then b c, then again come a, that is the repeating character. Okay, so we have to stop here, right, and then we have to start from b, then c, a, fine, then b. So we have to stop here, we have to stop at a. So the substring starting at b, longest substring starting at b is bca. Okay, similarly we have to start from every character till the end of the string, till we do not find any repeating character. Do you understand? Okay, so if you understand this, we have to, one thing you must have observed, that we have to store the characters. Okay, we have to store the increasing substring. Then only we can compare if any repeating character is coming or not. Let's say we have stored A, B, C. Then on approaching A, we can see that A is already present. So we have to store that substring. Okay. So for storing the substring, let's declare a vector. If we if we solve this question in C++ language, okay, we have to create a vector which is a dynamically array like, okay, so it's a character is a vector of characters. Okay, since we are getting characters here in string, what is string? String is a array of characters. Okay, so vector char, let's say we have uh, sub, okay, sub means substring. Okay, and we also have to maintain a variable called max, which will be returning the maximum length of the substring. Okay, so let's say we have max, let equal to 0, right? Let's say we have 0. Okay, and we also have to create a variable which will store the count of the highest substring that is possible with starting with every character. Okay, so we have also to initialize one more variable, that is count. Okay, 0, right? So, and like I discussed in this approach, we have to run for loop for every character. Like we have to run for A, then we have to run for B, then we have to run for C. Similarly for every character. Okay, so we are running for it every character for I is equal to 0 and I less than s dot length. If you don't know what is s dot length, then this is length of the string. This is a function in the standard library of the C++, and it returns length of the string. Okay, I must be less than length of the string. Okay, so I plus plus. Okay, so for every character we are doing this. Okay, so the first, let's say we have took A. Okay, so we have to count A, that is also necessary. Okay, so we have to increase, we have to increment, sorry, we have to increment count, right? And after that, let's say, and after that what we have to do, we have to start moving ahead till the end of the string, right? Will we start moving ahead? We will start from B, we'll start from B, right? B, C, A, B, C, right? In this way we are moving ahead. Okay, so let's summarize our approach. That is, we have took a string, okay, that is A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B. Okay, so we have taken an vector, okay, that is sub, and we initialized max variable, that is 0, count, and count also. So for every, what is our approach is, for every character we start counting the we start making the substring, right? Like we start from a so this is the first outer loop. Okay, outer loop. So what does the outer loop does is that it start for every character. Okay, let's say we start for A, and with the help of the inner for loop, it starts counting the substring. Okay, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B till B. Okay, so in this way the inner for loop counts for the create the substring, right? Okay, so initially the count is 0, and we pushed the letter from this, we are counting the substring, we are creating the substring actually. So we push the A, and we incremented the count to 1, right? And for every character we met after that, which is not a repeating character, we'll just push it to the vector. Okay, so the first character after A, that would be B. Since B is not present in the in the vector, that is the substring, Hence we push b to the vector and we increment the count. That is, we increment the length of the substring starting from a that does not have a repeating character. Soon we move to c. It's also not present in the vector yet, and hence we push it to the vector, right? And we increment the count. But when we come to a, right, we have seen a is already present, right? A is already present, we have pushed it here only. So we will just discard a and we will make the array clear. Okay, we will not increment the count, we will not include a in the substring because it's repeating. Okay, so we'll just clear the vector and we'll break. The break will take us away, take us out of this for loop, this inner for loop, right? And we will start from the next character to it, that is b, and we'll start creating substring from b by including c a b c a b. We'll try to find the maximum substring without having any repeating character, right? So you understood what is count doing, what is inner for loop doing. Okay, so count is what does count do? Count is just storing the length of the maximum substring that is possible uh, from every character of the string. Okay, that does not have any repeating character. Okay, so on every count, okay, on every count we are updating the max. Okay, so like if I try to explain you, then if we start from a, right, then what is the maximum count, what is the longest substring without any repeating character? Okay, that is the count for a, right? If we start from b, we will count the length of, we'll store the length of the longest substring without any repeating character, and we'll store that into count of b. Okay, similarly we can do for c for every character. Okay, so we'll in each step we'll update the count, right? And at last uh, we'll update the max and we'll return the max. So we'll move to the solution that is on the Leetcode platform and we'll try to solve that problem. So we will start the solution on the Leetcode platform. Okay, I have maximized my screen so that you can understand better. Okay, so as we have discussed in our approach, we will first create a vector for storing the substring that starts from every character of the string. Okay, vector, and vector, what is the data type? That is char, since we are storing characters. Okay, and we will initialize like max is equal to 0 and count. Okay, okay guys, for a moment let's say it does not, let's say it's COU. Okay, yeah, or we can count e. Okay, because there is a function ahead and for the sake of clarity, okay, I have to make this variable counted because I have to use count function later on. Okay, so and we will run the for loop as we have discussed, right? Is less than as dot length. Okay, and I plus. Okay, okay, for loop, right? And we'll just what we'll do, sub dot, we'll push the first character. Okay, push back. This is the method for pushing back to vector. Okay, s of I, right? And we will just increment the count variable, right? And what we'll do, we'll make count is equal to 1. Okay, because this is the first character in every substring, right? Okay, for, we'll run the inner loop. Okay, int j is equal to I plus 1. Okay, we have to make sure that the inner for loop runs from the next character. Okay, and j is less than s dot length, right, and j plus plus, right. And after that we have to check if the s of j is already present in the substring or not, right. And for that we have a method in vector, okay, which returns a boolean variable whether it is present or not. It the count variable count the occurrences of the input element, okay. So our vector is sub dot begin, okay. I'll just provide the link to the this function which counts the number of occurrences of an element in a vector, right. I will just provide the link where you can go and read about this function, right. And we have s of j, right. And since this is returning and boolean variable, we have to check if it 0, right, means the occurrence is null, means the character is unique, that is non-repeating, it does not have any occurrence in the already present substring, that is the vector, right. We are storing the substring, growing substring in the vector, right. So this is sub dot push back, right, and s of j, right. And after that we are incrementing count a plus plus, right, okay. And after that else part, what we are doing in the else, the moment we get a repeating character, right, we'll just clear the vector. This clear function just clear the whole vector, right, and we'll just break out of the inner loop, right. We have find the maximum length of the substring that is possible from the character, the starting character, right, the starting character, right. So we'll just break out, and after that we'll just update, okay. We'll just update the max if update the max, right. So for updating max, right, if max is less than count, right, right, if max is less than count, max is equal to count, right. And after that we simply what we do, we get out of the for loop and we return max. That's so simple, right. So we'll return the max, okay. Now what we'll do, we'll run this, right. We'll try to run this. Let's say run code. See, we are getting some error here, right. So what is the error? Stack overflow means we're doing some mistake here. Let's find out what is the mistake, okay. J plus 1 and pushback as of j, that's all perfectly fine. Count a max. Oh, this is the mistake, right. This is some silly mistake. Now we run the code. See, this is accepted, okay. And if we just submit the code, let's say what is the result. See, it's success, okay. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope you must have gone through you must have understood the approach, and thank you for your time.